Hello students, welcome to the class. In today's session we are going to learn how to iterate over a data frame. So we are going to fetch each and every record from the data frame through looping. Okay, so iteration, we know it is a loop. So we have to execute a code again and again to fetch all the records. So we have two methods to use that one. The first one is iter rows method. So this method iterates row wise. So you can see it here. So all the values it takes, the whole row values will be taken. So what is the value it returns? It returns horizontal subset in the form of row index and series. So this is the row index along with the series. So this series contains all the column values for that row index. Okay, so if you take 14, all the column values are Kunal, that is the name column, Mark is 89 and grade is 8. So all these values will be taken. So that is called iter rows. So each row it takes and it gives two values. One is row index and then the next one it returns a series. That series contains all the column values. Okay. So next we have iter item. So this is the method. This iterates column wise. So you can see it here. So it takes column wise values, all the column values. It also returns a vertical subset in the form of column index and series. So you can see it here, column index is the column name, that is a one value it returns. The next one is a series. So this series contains all row values. So you can see here, so 14, 32, 18, 31, 18, 21. So all these row values will be written. Okay, so this is the iter items. So the difference between iter rows, it iterates along the row wise, iter item, it iterates along the column wise. So if you are going through the column wise, then you will get all the rows. So it will return two values, one is the column index and all the row values. So if it is row wise iteration, then you will get row index along all the column values. Okay, so all the column values will be included. So we are going to explain this with a program. Okay, so here we have the data frame. This data frame has name and mark. So we have only 4 records here. So why do we need this iter items and item rows method? Because see, we have only a smaller data frame now. We have only 4 records. It's easy to fetch the values using this LOC method itself, right? So consider a data frame where we have some 100 records or some 500 records. So there it is not possible to give individual LOC command to fetch each and every value. For that we can use the for loop. Okay, so here you can see I am just giving the difference between what is LOC and what is iter. So using the LOC also you can move along the row wise, right? So iter rows, so we know this is moves along with the rows. So it returns two values. So that's what I am using the for loop here. You can take any two identifiers. So I am using x comma y. So this x is a row index it returns and y is a series. So this series contains all the marks of a particular person. Okay, so since we have a name, student name as index values, row indexes, so it returns all the row index, and then y is all the columns marked. So it gives the marks of all the columns, IP, math, English, physics, and then chemistry. Okay, so this I am using inside the for loop for x comma y in df1 dot iter rows. Okay, so now what is the value it returns? Iter rows value, it returns row index and then the series. So that series contains all the column values, right? So that we are using using the identifier x and y. So x represents the row index and y represents the series. So we are just printing. So name is x and mark is y. So the whole series mark will be displayed here. And then in the next one I am using two variables called call and then call series. Okay, so instead of x comma y I am using two identifiers, that's it. So in df1 dot iter items, so you know iter items, it iterates along the column wise. So it returns the subject name and the mark as a series. So marks will be written as a series. Okay, so first one we have the data frame, and then here this command is displayed using the LOC. So LOC I am using current comma colon. So that means currents all marks. So this colon is representing all the column, current is the row index here. So currents all marks are displayed here. The same thing we can achieve using the iter rows. Okay, so name it displays X. So what is the first name? First name is current, and then marks, what are the marks of current? So from each column it gets the mark and displays over here. So you can see it here, current. So it is 90, 86, 78, 67, 73. So this is row wise iteration. So all the row values will be taken and it is displayed. Likewise, it moves on to the till the last record. So it gets Dilip, Tina and then Pinky. So this moves along the row wise. We are getting all the row values for Pinky, Tina, everyone. So next command we are using iter item. So iter item moves along with the column wise. So we are taking, so what are the column values here? We have IP. So under IP we have to display current, Dilip, Tina and Pinky. So under math we have to display current, Dilip, Tina and then Pinky. So all the student names should be displayed under each subject name. So that's what we have displayed here. Okay, so subject is IP and then so marks is a series. This is the series it returns along with the index values. Okay, so subject is math. So maths, all the marks of math are displayed. Likewise, it displays till the last record. So how it exactly finds the last record? Since we are using the for loop and then we are using the in. So what is the use of this in? So this in searches the items are available in this particular value. Okay, iter items list, iter item returns all the column values. So until the last column it iterates. So these three statements will be executed till it till it finds the value in the iter items. So we will get all the row values and all the column values. Okay. So this is our first program. It moves along, it just demonstrates what is iter rows and iter columns. Okay. So next one we are going to display how to iterate inside the rows. Okay, so this is our program. Okay, so now we know we have index and then series. So how to iterate inside the series? Instead of just return the whole series, we want to iterate each and every item inside the series. Okay, so we have to execute one more for loop. So this statement we are using the for loop row index comma row series in df1.iter rows. First we are displaying the name and marks. Instead of just displaying the row series, we are going inside each and every value using the for loop. Okay, so for I am using the identifier val in row series. So until the row series becomes empty, it fetches every value and it displays the value. Okay, so instead of returning the complete series as a block, here we are going to return each and every value inside the series. So that's the use of this for loop here. Okay, so this for loop is inside the for loop. This is the inner for loop and this is the outer for loop. So for each record, it displays the values one by one instead of a series. Okay. At last we are just printing row series dot index. This is just to display the index value. So we have the index value for everything, right? So this row series, we know this is a series. So to display the index value of this series, we are using the property row series dot index property. Okay. So likewise here I am using the column series call comma call series in df1.iter item. So this moves along with the columns and here I am just displaying the subject name alone. So you can display any one variable. So either you want column, you can display that one, or you want both column and column series, you can display both. So to demonstrate that we can you can use any one, I am just giving it here. Okay, so I am just using the column names alone. I need only the column names. Okay, so I don't need the series, I don't need the marks inside the column. Okay. Right. So you can see it here. First one, name is current is returned. Okay, and then it displays all the values. See, look at the difference between the previous exam and previous program and here. So here each value is written. This is not the series. Okay. In the previous program, the whole marks are written as a series. Here this is written as a individual values because of this for loop. Okay. So what is the value we are using? This is any identifier. I am using the row series. So what is the row series? This whole mark is a series. So till the series ends, we are fetching every value from the series. So that's what it returns here. So like how it just went through all the rows and displays the marks. So instead of series, it returns individual marks. Okay. At last, it displays the index value. So this print statement, it displays the index value for the series called row series. Okay, and using this for loop, I am just displaying the subject name alone. So you can see subject IP, subject math, subject English, physics, and then chemistry. Okay, so I am missing the column series here. I don't want to display a series, so I am just going to display only the column values. Okay. So next we have one more program. So this program demonstrates how to fetch particular value, individual value. You know, so if you are iterating through the row, it displays all the columns in the row, right? And if you are iterating through columns, it displays all the row values inside the column. But we need particular value, particular column or particular row. So to achieve that one, we have to use the print statement along with row series. This series name, and inside the square bracket you can give whatever the column name you want. Okay, so since I am using multiple columns here, I am using the list of list. So here I am just displaying only Tina's record. So I am just giving only one value. So this is to fetch a particular value while iteration. Okay. Okay. So you can see it here. We are iterating here, but instead of displaying all the column values, I am going to display only IP, math, and then physics. Okay. So current whole series will be fetched. Instead of displaying all the values, we are displaying only 3 marks. Okay. So this is the result, first 4 result, and the next one. So here what we have done. So we need only Tina's mark. So Tina's mark alone will be fetched, and individual values are fetched using for every iteration. So first time it displays Tina's first mark, and then second, third, fourth, like that. Okay, so this is moving on the column wise, and this is moving on the row wise values. Okay, so if you are moving the row wise, you will be getting all the column values. If you are moving by the column value, then you will get all the rows. Okay, so here Tina's all the column values will be, all the row values will be fetched. So we are using iter rows here. So again, so this is iter rows. We are displaying only we are going through only the column value, row value. Okay, but we are displaying only Tina's mark. Okay, so both statement using iter rows. In both for loop, we are iterating through the row wise. But instead of displaying all the columns, here we are displaying only the subject marks. Here I am using this Y. Okay, so row series is written here. Same row series, I am displaying only Tina's mark. Okay. So next is the important program. So this is the program. What is the objective of this program? This program, it calculates the average mark. So we know we have IP, math, English, physics, chemistry mark, right? So we have one more field called average. It displays the average marks. So depends upon the average mark, we are going to give some comment. We are going to give some result. So here what is the need? We have to iterate through each value. So based on the value, we have to give whether it is excellent performance, good performance, or not bad performance, right? So this is the main use of this iteration. So we have to fetch every value. Depends upon the value, we are going to give some comment, right? So we have let's see how it runs. So we have a regular data frame, and I am creating a extra column called the average column by summing up all these values and dividing it by 5. So we will get the average mark here. So that is a column, and then I have one more column called result column that I am initially taking it as NaN values. Okay, so initially I am assigning it's a NaN value, right? So next I am creating one more list, that is an empty list. Okay, so this list contains the value for the result column. So how we are calculating this result? So that is the for loop here. So we are getting x and y for iter items. We have to iterate, but which column we have to iterate? We have to iterate only the average column. So this particular block will be executed where the average mark, only for the average mark. So if x is equal to average, so what is x here? That is the row index. Okay, so since I am using iter items, this is the column index. So if the column is average, then what we have to do? We have to fetch each and every value inside the column. So that I am using one more for loop for value in y. So this is the series. For each and every value we are checking. If the value is greater than 80 and L1 dot append. So this list value will be appended with the command excellent. So So if it is greater than 75, then we will have to give it as good. If not, we are going to give it as not bad. Okay. So this list will be executed. This list will be filled considering all the values in the average column. Okay. So at last this list will be assigned to result column. Okay. So then we are printing this df1. So depends upon the value of the average mark, it gives the comment. So let's run this one. Okay, so first this is the initial data frame. So next we are creating a next data frame with the result. Okay, so here result is assigned as NaN values. Okay, so in the next print statement, depends upon the average mark, it displays whether good, excellent, not bad or good. Okay, so what happens here according to the code? So this for loop will be executed for all the values of x and y. Okay, and this whenever it finds x is average, that means first IP column all the values will be fetched, math, English, all the values. So when x becomes average, so when it fetches the average column, it gets in. So it checks all the values inside the average column. So first it takes 79.6 and it checks 79.6 is greater than 80. No, it is not. So this else condition will come. It is greater than 75. Yes, this condition is satisfied. So L1 is appended with good. So first L1 will become good. So then the loop will be continued. Next value of y will be taken. What is the next value? 80.6. So it checks 80.6 is greater than 80. Yes, the condition is true. Excellent will be added to the L1. Okay, so L1 first is good. Now excellent is added to L1. Again the loop continues. It fetches the next value 70.8. 70.8, it is not greater than 80. It is greater than 70. It is not greater than 75, and this else part will be executed. Now not bad will be appended to L1. Okay, so next value it takes 75.2. 75.2 is not greater than 75. It is greater than 75. Okay, it's not greater than 80. It is greater than 75. So this will be good will be appended to L1. Okay, so now at last the value is ended here. The for loop will be ending because the values are empty here. Now the outer loop will become, so here L1 will be assigned to result. Now you can see the result over here. Okay, so this is how the loop will be executed. And if you change any value, for example, if you are making mark as 0, math mark is 0, and if you run this one, you will get different output because the values are, the results are displayed. You can see it here. So before it was good, now it is turned to not bad. So depends upon the value, automatically this will be calculated. So that is the code over here. So two things we have done over here. We are iterating through column wise and we are iterating through each and every value. So depends upon the value, we are giving some remarks. Okay, so this is the main use of iteration. It fetches each and every value inside this one. Okay, so next is a simple program. So this program, it displays only first 3 rows. Okay, so I am using iter rows function and I am using only one count variable. So initially I am making it 0. So as soon as the count is greater than 2, it comes out of the loop. So it is breaking here. So the values will not be displayed. Okay. So only the values, 3 values, first 3 values will display. Okay, first one 0, next one 1 and then 2. The condition fails here, so the control comes out. So this program displays only 3 records from the given data frame. And it iterates over. Okay, so you can see it here, you will get only 3 records. Karan, Dilip and then Tina. And it iterates over row wise. Okay, so you can just have a count variable. As soon as the particular count reached, you can come out of the loop using the break statement. Okay, right, so that's all about iteration. So hope you understand the concept. So iter rows and iter column, iter items are basically 2 methods that is used to iterate over either rows or columns. So it gives 2 values, either row index or column index along with the series. Okay, so if it is a row index, it returns a series contains all the column values. If it is a column index, it returns a series with all the row values. Okay, thank you students.